We just felt this year, being the 125th anniversary, that we would do something a little bit more special, especially when we've at long last got back on a Saturday afternoon. So we decided that we would invite 20 teams as a one-off occasion, and there's also a vets tournament running alongside it, girls under 15 and under 18s, some musical entertainment for the punters in the afternoon, and we've also got the tent busy at night, hopefully with a tribute Beatles band.
So it really is an all-singing, all-jumping event.
That's correct. It's just hopefully will attract a crowd. GALA suffered over the last few years with having to play on a Sunday, but this time, at long last, as I said already, we're back on a Saturday, and there's been a lot of buzz about the town, a lot of questions being asked about the Sevens this year, a lot of inquiries through the office. So here's hoping, a bit of sunshine, a good crowd, some good rugby, and everybody will want to come back to GALA Sevens in the future.
You'd certainly be quite happy for an event which is going to take place in this sort of weather.
Certainly. GALA haven't been lucky over the last few years. In fact, last year was almost cancelled in the morning at 11:30 when we got a cover of snow, and it was it's pretty depressing when you put in a lot of hard work and then it turns round and the weather lets you down. But that's Great Britain.
There's a very special dinner which is taking place, of course, as well, featuring the likes of Fergus Slattery on there. Tell us a bit more about that, because it's for Hearts and Heroes.
That's right. In conjunction with Hearts and Heroes, through one of our ex-players here, ex-Scottish International in St Helena, Captain John Frame, we've come up with the idea to celebrate this with a special dinner, which has been held on the Friday night. And John has fixed us up with three marvellous speakers, our own Gregor Townsend, Ian Robertson of the BBC, and Fergus Slattery, the ex-Irish and British Lions player. So a good night's anticipated there. Now
on the pitch, GALA last one here, 1995.
That's right. We haven't had a very good run in the Sevens in recent years, but again, quoting our coach, of a young squad this time. It's got a bit of pace about it, and they reached the semi-final at Hawick, won at Haddington, so there is some victories in them, and just with a bit of luck we'll maybe at long last get the trophy back at Netherdale.
At the moment the trophy is down in Edinburgh at Heriot's, something we'll definitely want to address.
Oh, definitely, I would like to see it back here at Netherdale after an absence of, I think, about 13 years. But one moment, with GALA since the start have won their trophy at least once in every decade, so it's about time the 2000 decade was sorted out and we'll get it back here. But there'll be a lot of strong sides because there's no cup ties that day. Heriots looked pretty good at Melrose, and so did Watsonians, and Stuart's Melville are here from the city. The border sides, it's been a kind of mixed bag this year. Hawick's won, and Selkirk's going well, and Melrose looked strong at their own sport. So I think there's a chance of a good tournament. And obviously we've got guest sides, the British Army, who have won at Middlesex Sevens, the Royal Scots, who are past winners here, Tynedale, who won away back in 1895. We don't know much about them, but they could be a strong side as well, and also the Co-Optimists.
Now, the interesting that you mentioned about the fact that there's no cup dates, etc., because this has been one of the big problems on the Borders 7 circuits with players not being able to play because they've been cup tied effectively.
That's right. It's been a problem over the last, ever since the Cup really started, Stuart, but it's just one of these things that never seems to get sorted out. The border circuit was always unique. It's grown, of course. There's now about, I think, 8 tournaments when it used to originally be 5, and it's difficult, and players are asked to play on a Saturday and a Sunday, which isn't really ideal. But and then along comes the clashes with National League games that have been postponed, cup ties, and teams like not to let each other down, but unfortunately sometimes weaken sides, and it doesn't augur well for a good tournament. But hopefully this year, just with the fixture arrangements, that we will see a fairly strong tournament here.
And can we safely say that it's going to be the first Saturday in May in the future?
Well, we're certainly hoping so. These things, we'll see how things pan out, and we'd certainly like a date similar to this anyway in the future, but certainly on a Saturday. It seems to suit the GALA people, and the trend down here better as a Sunday. The Sunday tournaments have been okay, but they've certainly never took off like they used to do when GALA Sevens used to start the spring circuit prior to Melrose, and it was probably as big an event back in the 60s and 70s.
I'd imagine this is the most work you've put into a Sevens, isn't it?
It certainly has been. It's been fairly hectic. Myself and Elspeth have been working a few extra hours to get everything under control, but no, we've gotten there, and we're delighted to have a new sponsor on board with SIGS Global Services, who have been great supporters of the club over the last 3 or 4 years, and they've came in and helped us with our sponsorship for the Sevens on this very special occasion.